What a great question. Can you do a stud job, one stud at a time? The answer is yes, but recognize the risk you're taking. So as long as you're okay with the risk, by all means, yes. Got no issue with it whatsoever. So your OEM bolts are not torqued to 210 foot-pounds. They're just not. It's less than that by a fair bit. And so you're going to go ahead and you're going to take one bolt out and you're going to replace it with another one. And you're going to torque that puppy to to OEM torque specs, right? And after you torque it to OEM torque specs, you're going to go ahead and take the next bolt out and torque it to OEM torque specs. And you're going to do this until all of them are done. After you've done that, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to go and you're going to torque them to final torque spec of the ARP stud. So if they're ARP 2000s, you're going to take them to 210 foot-pounds. If you're doing 625s, you probably want to do a stopgap section in the middle, maybe stop at 210 for a second and then go to 240, something like that, so you don't cause yourself a problem. But recognize there's no question. I don't remember if ever, actually, I've taken off head studs and taken off a set of heads rather, and had the heads not be warped. So your heads are warped. It's just a question of how warped are they? Are they 1,000ths out? Are they 2,000ths out? Are they 4,000, 7,000? So what are they out? But they're definitely out. And so now all of a sudden you're going to apply more downward force than it's ever been there. And you're going to hope that you are not going to crack that head. And so just recognize the possibility. As long as you recognize the possibility that installing those studs to the higher rated torque numbers might well crack a head that's not yet cracked, by all means, go ahead and do this. I mean, obviously you're not benefiting from fresh heads anymore. You're not benefiting from hardened valves, all the stuff that would happen in the head. You're not benefiting from any of that O-ringed head. You're not going to any of that stuff, right? But what you are doing is you're saying, hey, I'm going to hold these things on tighter to dramatically limit the possibility of them causing a problem. And so there's something to be said for that. And so it's like, well, okay. So am I okay with this? Conceptually, the answer is yes, asterisk. Yes, if you're willing to go ahead and say, you know what, they're not blown yet. I'm thinking about doing them anyway. I want the extra power. I'm willing to take the risk. And I know full bloody well that if they crack, I would have been exactly where I would have been anyway, because that Ed guy in Iowa at FICM Repair says don't reuse your heads anyway. He says to get brand new heads and move on because of all the metallurgy and everything else, and the center of the head picks up, and I don't want any of that for me anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and try this. And can you reuse your ARP studs? Yes, you can, as long as they were torqued properly, as long as you did not extend your torque spec above what ARP was saying, so that you don't cause your head studs to get physically longer because you stretched them because you over torqued them. So as long as those things are the case, the answer is absolutely. And you can buy your studs on FICMRepair.com. I know you're shocked to hear that, and everything else that you might want to do while you're up in there. All right. So very good. Now you know. Great question, by the way. Keep them coming. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together. Thank you.